How's it going, buddy? Welcome back to Blade Bias. Almost hit that. That would have been neato. Today, I want to talk a little bit about every internet creator's good friend, and that is the good friend, the concept of burnout. And it should come as a surprise to absolutely zero of you that I have been severely burned out for a while now. Content on any one of my outlets has basically completely stopped. I post on my Instagram story, and that's literally it. And that's for a lot of reasons. The biggest one, and which is kind of why I want to talk just in general about burnout, not even with me specifically, and why so many creators and people who, have a really good thing going eventually get burned out, is because when you have a passion, right, and when you have a genuine love for something, you want to do it all the time. So you do it a shit ton. And with me, with flipping and just like being involved in the ballast song hobby, that is exactly what it was. I was very, very deep in the hobby. I was flipping constantly, every single day, as much as I possibly could. My entire Instagram feed was, and mostly still is, just entirely ballast song content, because especially on my new account, not new, but the account I currently use, I made specifically for the ballast song community. Well, it was like for my YouTube stuff, but that was when I started doing ballast song content, so it was made with ballast song in mind. So my entire Instagram, everything is just constantly ballast song. That's all it has been for a year, more than a year now. So I was enjoying it, but after a while, this goes with literally anything. If you do it for long enough and you involve yourself so deeply in that hobby for long enough, eventually there's gonna come a point where you want to break. There is going to come a point where you say, I just don't feel like doing this today. And you kind of step away a little bit. And that happens to everyone. It happens with basically everything. I mean, a perfect example is... Where is it? There we go. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it in the light. But a perfect example is me playing guitar. I used to play guitar all day, every day. All I did was sit in my room, shelter myself, and just listen to music, play music, practice stuff constantly, all day, every day. I didn't do anything else. I spent all of my money on music equipment and guitar stuff. That was my entire life. And then there came a point where I was just like, damn, I just don't feel like playing. So there was a while where I just didn't play. It was a couple months, maybe even a year or so, of me just barely playing anything at all. And now I'm getting back into it, and I'm starting to enjoy playing again. I found a few albums that I'm really enjoying listening to. Well, I've always enjoyed a few albums, but I found a few albums that I've really wanted to learn the guitar parts to. So now I'm listening to them and playing along with them and very much enjoying it. Junior, why are you on the fridge? Why are you on the fridge? But regardless, my comparison still stands. Even something like I thought for the longest time that playing guitar, being a musician, was going to be my life. That is, even if it's not like my main goal or like my main source of income and all that, it is going to be my single main hobby. There was a while where I thought that. And just over time, sometimes you just naturally fade away. And that's kind of what happened with the ballast song community. It's like after involving myself so hard for so long, there comes a point where I was just like, I just don't want to flip anymore. I just don't want to do this. This is not good. There comes a point where that happens, and that is okay. And that's kind of where I've been at recently. It's just a lot of... I haven't made any Blade Bias videos because the last handful of videos I made were mostly just like, here's this knife. It's okay. I'm not really interested though, so I don't really have much to say. And that's kind of just how I've been in terms of the Balisong community. And the part that I think I do right, which is unfortunately is not good for you guys, is that I know when to take a step back. And there came a period of time where I genuinely wasn't really enjoying flipping. I wasn't really enjoying making this content. So I was just like, I'm just gonna just halt it for a bit, just chillax. I had a lot of other things going on in my life, a lot of stressful things that I needed to take care of. So I took a break, And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm back, yeah, I'm gonna upload again, because it comes and goes, as is the flow of life. And a person with severe ADHD who has 8 million hobbies and does things for like 2 weeks and then gives up. That's a whole nother. I'm surprised that lasted this long in most of these hobbies. But that's really kind of the gist here, is that, yeah, I've stopped uploading. I've been very burned out, and I just overall have not cared about Balisongs very much. And that is just naturally what happens after involving yourself so deeply into something for so long and making your entire life about it. Some people, it happens quicker than others. Some people can go years and years and years before they finally need a break. But I am unfortunately not one of those people. Like I said, I do have ADHD. I am, before somebody in the comments is like, I don't think he actually has ADHD. I am diagnosed. I do have medication, although I stopped taking it because goofball moment. But that is a problem I do genuinely struggle with. It is something that does affect me in my daily life, and it is the fact that if I don't have an extremely strong urge to do something, there's a good chance it's just not going to get done. So I've had a lot of videos on the back burner that I've needed to do that I'm like, I could talk about it, but I'm just not fully dedicated to it, so I can't bring myself to do it. And I've been getting involved in some other hobbies, which is very good, but at the same time that does kind of make Balisong content suffer, because I can only really focus on one thing at a time, and my brain explodes if I try to multitask too hard. So while I've been getting very deeply invested in other hobbies, I've kind of put Balisongs on the back burner, not really gone full send with the content. So that's kind of it. I just wanted to talk about it because, I was at Blade Show, and we'll have a podcast episode about Blade Show. Blade Show was great. Very, very different from last year for me personally, but it was very good for different reasons. But I went to Blade Show, and I was just kind of thinking about it, and there was a few people at Blade Show. I'm sorry I don't remember your names. I don't even think you told me your names. But there's a handful of people at Blade Shows, like 3 or 4 people maybe, that specifically went up to me and just told me how much my videos inspired them and how much the work I do makes them want to create something themselves and want to improve and learn and take after some of the things that I do. And that right there is really what kind of motivates me and what inspires me. Not so much the fact of like getting to meet a lot of people who knew who I was very cool, but after the first day I was like, okay, I can only talk to so many people. But those few people who sat down and were just like, hey, like the stuff you do really is inspiring, and I want to like pick your brain about it and let's talk about stuff. That is what really inspires me, because I get a lot of my motivation and inspiration from other people and from other content that very much inspires me. So if I could be that to someone else, that is what I want. So to those people who mentioned that stuff to me, thank you very much. It is much appreciated. Very nice things to say, and I appreciate it a lot, and it means a lot to me. Is Junior back on the fridge? Oh yeah, he's back on the fridge. Cool. But yeah, finding motivation for me is very, very difficult. A lot of it comes from latching onto things very, very hard, and then after 2 weeks of doing it, getting bored and not wanting to do it anymore. That is a very, very strong issue that I have with many, many, many things. I think one of the only reasons ballad songs have lasted so long is, one, because there is such a strong community, and two, because it's something I can play with, and it just feels good, you know? It's just fun and enjoyable, and it's so easy for me to just like, spin, shiny object, go spin. So that's probably why I've been able to stay. Oh, it's probably out of frame. I'm looking down pretty hard. Probably why I've been able to stay in this hobby for so long. But I don't know. It comes in waves. You know, sometimes I'm incredibly motivated to make a lot of cool stuff, and then other times I don't even want to touch a ballad song at all. So, you know, that just kind of is how it is. And getting into other hobbies has helped with that, because it adds a little bit of variety into my life. Because I'm unfortunately, there was a period of time for a couple weeks where I was genuinely sick of ballad songs, and I was getting annoyed at how much I saw them. So I unfollowed a bunch of accounts on Instagram, and I was like, I'm getting sick of this. And then I picked up some other hobbies, and now I'm not as invested as I was. However, I am not sick of it anymore. So, getting into other hobbies has helped me just kind of like, oh, there's a day where I don't want to flip. Okay, then I'll just do something else. And kind of bringing back out my old hobbies has helped me kind of rekindle a lot of flame and a lot of fun that I used to have with other things. So, you know, it's getting better. And I'm not saying like I'm back, oh, expect a bunch of stuff from me, because realistically I can't make those promises, because most of the time I don't fulfill those promises, so I'm not going to say stuff that's just not true. But yeah, that's kind of about it. Shout out to Ethan for carrying this channel, which has happened on numerous occasions. It's just the way it be, you know. I struggle with burnout very, very hard. Probably a lot harder than the average person does. And I burn out very quickly. So, yeah. Burnout sucks, but it does happen. And I've been taking my breaks accordingly, which is why I've been uploading less. Because if I force myself to do something for too long, I will genuinely develop a hatred for it. So, yeah. Taking my breaks. You know, I'm trying to take things slowly. Yeah. Very cool. And also, another thing that sucks is I don't have people around me who flip. And I go to Blade Show and I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. I could sit here for hours just playing with people's knives and just talking about shit. And then I come home and I'm like, damn. It's just me. Yeah. Yippee. And like, there are some people that are near me, but it's far enough that it's like, okay, if I'm gonna meet up with this person, we have to schedule a day for it. Like, it's like an hour drive for each person or whatever. And it's like, okay, I can schedule a day for this, but I can't just casually call up a homie after work and be like, yo, come over. I got a new knife. Like, I don't have any friends that I can do that with. Which sucks, because that's what me and Ethan used to do a lot. We used to just be like, hey, I just got this new thing. Come over and try it. And that's how a lot of our fun nights were had. Is just sitting there trying stuff, because we live so close. We can just drive over to each other's house. I don't have that at the moment. So it is kind of a little tough sometimes when a lot of what keeps me going, which is that community and that connection to other people, is not easily accessible. So, yeah. It's kind of tough. But I should stop rambling now. That's about it. Shout out to the Squid guys for giving both of my Krakens a fresh tune at Blade Show. Andre's the GOAT. He's not the one who did the tunes, but I walked up and I was like, are you guys still doing them? And he's like, no, booth closed. And I'm like, damn. He's like, wait a second. Are you Telestro? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, what you need done, dog? And I was like, just bushings. That's it. Nothing special. And he's like, I got you. So shout out Andre, and shout out, I don't know the guy's name who did the tune for my bushings, for my Krakens. I am so sorry, I do not know your name. But you are a real one. They both came out absolutely fantastic. If by any chance you see this video, please comment who you are, and I will give you an @ on Instagram. That's about the best I can do. That's about all I was gonna do anyways. But yeah, to the dude who tuned my Krakens, good job. Hi, Junior. Hello, son. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye-bye. Say bye, Junior. Say bye. Bye, YouTube. P for Papas. Hey, Junior. Arr, he wants to play. He's playful. I don't abuse him. Ow. He abuses me. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Okay, bye.